What's going on, guys? It's News 603, and today I am bringing you a news series where I talk about gaming news within the industry, and the video itself is going to be focused on one particular topic at hand. I'm not going to be doing this for all of the news out there. It's just for things that I feel have a large impact, large-scale stuff within the gaming industry. Right now, it's just called gaming news and then semicolon, whatever the topic is at hand for the time being. But eventually, I will come up with a new fancy name for it. Give it something, nice and unique. Something that more suits my style. But for the time being, I couldn't come up with anything that did suit that style. So it's just gaming news. So what exactly prompted this? Well, as you can tell by the topic or the title of the video, it has to do with Ubisoft and next-gen console parity. Everything that kind of instigated this commentary was in regards specifically to the senior producer on Assassin's Creed Unity, Vincent Pontbriand, and it's something he said regarding the upcoming game, Assassin's Creed Unity. He said in regards to what the resolution in frames per second would be on the two next-gen consoles, PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and I quote, "We decided to lock them at the same specs to avoid all the debates and stuff." Now, the company has since backtracked from that statement, but what they originally had said was both platforms would see Unity being played at 900p at 30 frames per second, even though one console can handle more than that. As I understand it, the PlayStation 4 should be able to handle the game at 1080p at 30 frames per second, while the Xbox One can only get maxed out at 900p at 30 frames per second. So their idea was, to keep all the debates and stuff under control, we'll just make the game, we'll go for console parity. We'll make it look the same across both so that we don't have a certain audience whining about how it looks. I'm not quoting him specifically or quoting him exactly on that, but that is the gist of what they said. We didn't want to upset one group of platform owners because their game doesn't look as good as the other platform owners. Like I said, I know that at this point, the company has backtracked. They said, as of now, we actually don't have these numbers locked down. It's still up in the air, nothing's set in stone. But still, the very idea that this could have been a thing is cause for concern. It should be a concern for gamers and consumers everywhere. And the main reason for that is it's not fair to you guys. It's not fair even in the slightest way at all, period. It's not fair to those that went out of their way to buy one specific platform that can handle the game at a much higher rate of, either resolution or frames per second or whatever. And in their idea of parity, so that everyone feels, it's kind of one of those like, everybody gets a trophy. Here's your participation award thing. We're just going to make it look the same for everyone so that you're all on the same playing field and everyone looks the same. And then, there's nothing to worry about. That's not right whatsoever. It's, as I said, it is unfair. Just because one console or platform cannot handle something to a certain extent does not mean that the others should suffer. Now, I get it. It's kind of based on a money thing. It's not just about trying to appease certain fans. It's a money thing. If they just make everything to the same specs across the board, then it's a lot easier for them down the road. But that's just not right. It's not fair to the people that went out of their way to buy a superior platform that can handle the game to, whatever its ceiling is for the quality of the game that you can get. Consumers spend a lot of money for a specific game platform with the expectation that they're going to get the most out of it. Now, if you're not going to make any content look its best on each platform and hold it back for one over the other, don't charge me or anyone else a full price for it. Platform X can only handle 900p at 30 frames per second. I get that. Platform Y can handle 1080p at 30 or maybe even 40 frames per second. Well, you know what? They should get that because that is what they're expecting because they bought that platform specifically for those reasons. They know what it's capable of and they want to see that. So in the end, what you're trying to do as a company is lock down the specs so you go for parity across consoles with the intent that you're not going to upset any specific platform user base. But now I'm upset because I'm not getting the full game quality that my platform is capable of. Therefore, you shouldn't be charging me the same full price for that game because I'm not getting 100% of what I should be getting. I'm only getting 90%. That guy's getting 100, so yeah, charge him the full price. But me, I'm only getting like 90%. So only charge me 90% of what the full price is going to be. Of course, everything I said is hypothetical, but it comes down to this point because, again, while these numbers aren't set in stone anymore since Ubisoft has backtracked on it, it's the principle of the matter. You cannot allow a company to push around consumers like this for no other reason than they want to save money, but not pass off that cost savings to those that are getting screwed over in the end. If you give a company like this an inch, they're going to take a yard. So today it may only be that, well, we're going to just dumb down your game just a little bit so it makes it cheaper on us and easier and nobody's complaining. Well, less people are complaining, yada, yada, yada. That might be today. Who knows what they do down the line tomorrow? If you really want a specific example about that, look at DLCs and expansions. There used to be a point where at least some game companies would offer expansions and DLCs for free. And it wasn't just like a game company here and there. There was quite a few. Nowadays, no. Everything is paid DLCs and expansions because that's the norm in the industry. And it's due to the fact that at one point, some game companies stepped out and said, dude, we should totally try this. Instead of giving it for free, what if we break it up and charge people for it and see what happens? And obviously not enough people made a big stink about it because more companies kind of took it and ran with it, and it just became the norm. If you allow a company like Ubisoft to try and get away with a business practice such as this, where they dick over a certain platform user base or, a certain number of owners. In this case, we're talking the millions. Millions may not buy this specific game, but it doesn't matter. It's the fact that it's affecting one specific platform that has literally millions of owners worldwide. You shouldn't stand for that kind of business practice. Equality in the gaming industry should be not that the games look the same, but that you get the max potential out of the game on your platform for what your platform is capable of. And that's it. It's as simple as that. And that's the thing that everyone should be standing up and fighting for. And it goes, beyond the fight with consoles and stuff with next-gen consoles. It should definitely extend even into the PC world as well. That's, as consumers, that's what we should be standing up for. Not parity, because that's bullshit. And it's, again, kind of that whole everybody gets a trophy participants award thing. That's not how it should be. Everyone should get, if they're paying the full price for something, the maximum quality that game can possibly be presented at for each specific platform. If you're going to go for parity, then you need to, in equality and making everything equal across the board for everyone. I'm kind of repeating myself at this point, but you need to adjust the prices for that because, like I said, one platform is getting the game at 100% of its capability, but it's being held back on the next platform so that these guys aren't pissed. Well, then don't charge me the full price for the game because you're not giving me the full game in my eye. Yes, I am getting all the same content he is, but I'm getting it at a reduced quality. Therefore, I'm not getting the same experience that they are. Don't charge me 100% of the price for it when you're not giving me 100% of the experience for my specific platform. I've ranted and raved quite a bit. And again, this is all hypothetical because as of now, Ubisoft has backtracked and they said, listen, don't worry about it. Nothing's set in stone. There's, no parity. We're not making everything the same, blah, blah, blah. We don't know yet. But there is a very real possibility that it could go through in the end anyway. So we'll see how it goes. But again, more importantly, it's the fact that someone in a senior position at a game developer has brought this up as something that this was an idea that they were kicking around. And that's not right. Consumers, again, it has nothing to do with just being a gamer. It's consumers. No one would stand for that anywhere else in any other industry. For whatever reason, gamers let the gaming industry get away with so much bullshit across the board, and it just dumbfounds me because literally in any other industry there is out in this world, no one would be able to get away with this. Not the industry I work in, not any of the industries of the products that I purchase to use at my work or that I purchase to use at home. None of this would ever fly. It's unheard of. But inside the gaming industry, everyone's like, oh, no, man, that's just the gaming industry. Whatever. No. It's high time that the gaming industry fucking gets a backbone and stands up for what is right and doesn't allow this bullshit to keep going on over and over again. And again, I've said this multiple times now. This is all hypothetical. They may very well come out and be like, okay, Xbox, yeah, you still only get 900p, but PS4, yeah, you get 1080p because that's what the game was capable of. But to wrap this up, if this actually was still a true statement and they hadn't backtracked and they were sticking with this, how would you guys as next-gen console owners feel about it? Obviously, specifically talking about PS4 owners who would be getting the shaft and Xbox One owners who, would just be getting the game at the maximum quality that they can get it at. It's not a bad thing. I'm not bashing or talking down on these next-gen platforms in any way, shape, or form. That's not the point of this commentary. That is not where I'm trying to push it or anything like that. It's not I'm not talking shit on any specific platform. I'm talking about a bad business practice within the gaming industry and its impact it has on millions of gamers and consumers inside of the gaming world. I want to know your thoughts on that specifically. Thank you for listening to my rant and raving. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate it. If you could please share the video, I would really seriously appreciate that. It's been a while since I'm back at this, trying to regrow the channel, and with your help, I can make this happen a hell of a lot faster. So please continue to show me the support you guys have always had. Go above and beyond, share the video, I'd appreciate it. I'll catch you guys later.